paying Rob Refsnyder, what is it, $6 million for 2026? I mean, you're already, over a third of the way there. You owe the guy the money no matter what. So we talking about paying this guy to continue to hurt the ball club and go up there and whiff against lefties and not produce and, not hit water if he falls out of a canoe? Or are we talking about paying the guy to go away?
Softy was on fire on our show yesterday. Rob Refsnyder hitting just 139, and he's been the target of a lot of people this season. Bill Krueger with us today. Bill, you spent 13 years in the majors. Was there a time when one of your teams, basically you've been around a lot of guys and a lot of management that would have to pay a player the rest of their contract, maybe they let him go, but it's kind of a different deal back when you played the way it is now, but you almost see the argument where you pay off Refsnyder's contract, you move him, so you free up his spot to put guys in his position.
Well, yes. When I played, the money wasn't nearly as big. There wasn't as much leaving on someone's contract. I remember when Tino Martinez was hitting 380 in Calgary, and they had to let Pete O'Brien play first base until his contract was up before Tino could come up, because he should have been up long before. The same story with Edgar Martinez. A lot of it was because money was tied up at third base, and he had to wait his turn, even though he was more than ready to come up. And we know the rest of the story with both of those guys. Here's the deal. Refsnyder's had 4 years of really high-level performance in the league, especially against left-handed pitching. He hasn't done it this year. There's no question he hasn't delivered. Should he be hitting leadoff? No. Should he be hitting 4? No. Should he be in the lineup? Yes, because there aren't a lot of answers for the Mariners right now. It's not just the fact that they're paying him $6 million, is they've tried to bring guys up that haven't performed. Mm-hmm. We've had Wisdom, and we've had Connor Joe, who really struggled in left field. Now we've got Wilson playing third base. I mean, they're trying with every ounce of what they've got in their system to try to solve the problems they're having against left-handed pitching. They probably just have to kind of resign themselves to playing their best option, which may be a lot more left-handers in the lineup. But for now, you have to sort of say, can Refsnyder find it? His track record says he will. Last year he did very well. I would only say this. I mean, obviously he's putting a lot of pressure on himself. Rob is a good hitter. Use the other side of the field a little bit more. Let the ball travel. You're trying to pull everything. I mean, I'm a pitcher, so you don't want to hear that from me, but I analyze hitters when I play, so I knew how to get them out. That's what I would say. And so I don't necessarily scold the Mariners for this situation, but there's a hitter coming. There has to be, to bolster this lineup, particularly against left-handed pitching.
Well, I think it's okay to listen to you. I remember asking you on this show right here, Paul. I said, what's wrong with Logan Gilbert, Bill? And he threw out some advice. And ever since then, I'm not saying Logan was watching the show that day.
I doubt it.
You remember I asked you that,
yes,
though.
Yeah, well,
no, but I mean, you're right. I mean, the guy played 13 years in the majors. You have to listen to what Bill says. He's got good stuff. And I got to ask you this, Bill, as manager of the team, Dan Wilson has had a lot to deal with, a lot of the intangibles this season, the piggyback issue for one, but he's also had to get creative with his lineups due to injuries and key players. You've been impressed with the job Dan has done so far, huh?
I think he's done a great job. I think he's a master communicator. He's a steady hand. He stays behind his players. He's a big believer. He's very optimistic. He's held true to what the plan was for the club moving forward in these games. And sometimes, the plan doesn't quite work like you'd like because of the multitude of injuries, because of having too many starters. And so I think, you have to sort of give Dan credit because he's keeping everything steady. He's not throwing anybody under the bus. He's not pointing the finger at any of the players. He's accepting responsibility when it doesn't happen and then saying, I have faith moving forward, and he should, because when this team gets healthy, they're going to take off. They're in a good spot because they've played mediocre baseball. They've had a ton of injuries. This division isn't going anywhere, and they'll reap the benefits of having a steady hand, a guy that was a Hall of Fame player for this club, a high-classy guy that believes in players. I think he's done a brilliant job. I really do, and I think it's been a really hard job because there's been conversations behind the scenes with players that he's had to manage.
I think you used the word steady twice there, which I agree with. He has been very steady. I also love, he's a leader, and what do leaders do? They take blames for things. And yes, you are right, Bill. He has not thrown any of his players ever under the bus. And there has been one that's been dissected a little bit, that being Andres Munoz. It's been a roller coaster season for the M's closer. He did pick up his 13th save on Sunday against Boston, gave up 1 hit, struck out 2. Like I said, he's had some ups and downs. But Dan Wilson on Sunday, he believes his closer is on the right track.
I thought Mooney, over the last couple of outings has really started to find his confidence a little bit more and find his groove. We've seen 101 now a couple times in a row, and again, that's a product of him feeling it and being in a good spot with his heater. And just like we talked with Logan, when the heater's going, it makes his other stuff even better. And
yeah, it seems like Munoz it's slowly pulling out of the inconsistencies a little bit. But if you're the Mariners organization, play GM here. We asked you to play former big leaguer all the time. Right. Can you make a call on this team and do they go get some help at the trade deadline? Maybe get someone in the back end.
I think impact reliever, right-handed reliever is something they should be looking very seriously at. The game is played the last 3 innings. Brash's health is a little bit of a question, but even with Brash back, I think another prior right-handed pitcher would really help these guys out. Munoz has pitched better his last 3 times out. Fastball has ticked up a couple. He's staying a little straighter to the plate, so I like where he's headed. Concerns like with Munoz, like when he pulls himself out of a game in Washington because he's hyperventilating, and then 2 days later he pitches and he has to take a breather after covering first base. Those are things that I kind of worry about with Andres, is his health. And he's got a little bit of, mechanics that can kind of come apart on him, but this guy has big stuff. He's got wipeout stuff. He's been great for this team. I think adding another reliever to this team will make them better and take some of the pressure off of all of them, and particularly Andres. But for me, he's the closer for now.
And I agree with you as well that adding an arm to that bullpen would be key. I know a lot of people point to, well, let's just wait till August when Matt Brash returns. But we just don't know what you're going to get from Matt Brash. I mean, when he is healthy, he is dominating. He is a great setup man. He could be a possible closer. But when he's healthy is a key line in that sentence there.
That's right. And Matt has been, he had the Tommy John. They babied him last year. Then he's had the lat twice. They're going to really make sure this time that he's right. So they're going to take their time with Matt Brash. He's not a big physical guy, but he's an incredible 7th, 8th inning pitcher with a multitude of weapons, incredible breaking stuff that just manhandles right-handers. Now he's got a changeup for lefties. But adding another arm there is smart. They need that. It's 3 innings. You want Pizzardo. Pizzardo was great last year when they used him in the middle, when he was even in behind games where he pitched maybe into another inning, an inning or 2, and they used him a lot. That's where he needs to sit. Then you have 2 right-handers and 2 left-handers and the closer. That's the perfect formula. And the other perfect formula, if they can ever get the starting rotation figured out, is to push the starters a little bit harder. Maybe we can get some 6+ or 7+ performances. This is the best part of this team. They should be leaning on a little bit more.
7+. You watch yourself.
I know.
You watch
Seriously, like sixth inning has become the 9th for a lot of these people.
Iron Man? I mean, what are we thinking?
I mean, I talk about that a lot. I'm an old school guy. I'd love to see the Nolan Ryans going out there and throwing 9 innings, but I mean, the 6th is the new 9th. I mean, they get to the 6th and they think it's over. So it'd be nice to see these guys go 7 and 8. Brian Wu pitched in the 8th the other day, and he had a parade. I mean, it was like his first time since last summer.
Can you believe Bill wants us to go 7+?
Exactly. No, but it's just kind of fun to kick it around. But like you often say, Bill, that's baseball today. It's a different era. Yeah. So
I agree with you. That just helps your bullpen. We don't need those middle relievers in there if you don't need them. So
nobody's asking these guys to throw 120 pitches. What we're saying is if it's rolling and you're pitching well, there's no reason why they can't give you 100, 105 pitches in a game. They're going to cycle down and cycle up. That's just how the nature of the beast is. And eye test. See how he's pitching. If he's pitching well, let him go. Get another out in the 7th. Get another 2 outs in the 7th. It doesn't have to be cut and dry where it's like, a cookie cutter. This guy pitches 6th, then we got the 7th, then the 8th, and the 9th. It can't be like that. You can't predict and pre-script everything. You have to let baseball play out in live time, and some guys are just the element of the human element. You're going to pitch better some days, and you should be taking advantage of those moments when guys are going good.
Okay, I got to ask you another question. It's on my list, and everybody's asking us. Kate Anderson, why is he not in Tacoma already?
Yeah, I think probably Tacoma is his next step. I mean, it's a challenging league, the PCL. You get down that Southern Division and the ball flies, and there's not as much You play at high altitude, the ball doesn't spin as well, because right now it's no fair what he's doing. I mean, he's just overwhelming the competition. I mean, the numbers are just unbelievable. 7-0 with a 1 ERA. I mean, it's just phenomenal how he's pitching. And I watch him in some of these tapes on YouTube. His mechanics are perfect. He's on balance. He's simple. He's straight to the plate. He's got a 4-pitch touch. There just isn't anything this kid doesn't have other than getting workload. He needs workload. If they think it should be in Arkansas, fine. Going to the PCL, he's going to get challenged. His numbers may get a little askew because balls are flying in Albuquerque or in wherever we play in the Southern Division where things can happen. I've played in that division. I know a little bit about it, but there's no place for him on the team right now. As good as he's been. Look, if he's Paul Skeens last year in Pittsburgh, yeah, he's pitching in the big leagues. He's getting the ball every 5 days. But this team doesn't have a spot for him. Now, maybe in September they'll have a spot for him, and that could be really interesting. So whatever they want to do in the interim, fine. If it's Arkansas, fine. If they think PCL would give him a challenge, that's fine too.
Rainiers fans, they want to see him. So
Sure.
they're like,
Oh, man.
yeah.
For sure down there. He hasn't given up a run since May 15th, so it's been a while. All right, Bill, we'll stay us with one more segment. We look back at some of the eye-opening trades in not only Mariners history, but Seattle sports history. The Ultimate 5 is just around the corner.